Today between Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, and Warren Harding and the Raiders trying to knock off the #1 seed in Division II, but Roddy Fuller loses the handle on the ball, and instead of double dribbling, he gives it up, and Marcus Johnson does his thing. This kid could be the best player in the state. In fact, he'll announce where he's going to college on ESPN. He lights up the three-pointer here, and the Irish were out in front early. But here comes Harding. Some nice passing inside to Bruce Allen, who had a huge game. Mario Manningham was again the leading scorer. But look at the steal by Brian Wright and then tossing it deep to Bruce again. Allen clutch down the stretch. The Raiders regained the lead there, 41-39. Then late fourth quarter, Patrick Nygaard drops the three bomb. That would tie this ball game up at 60, and we are going to overtime. Raiders up one, just seconds left, and here's the transition again. Bruce Allen, the easy layup to seal it. Well, possibly they're up three. Raiders bench going crazy, and then they gain control and say, hey, a three-pointer might just win this, but it falls short for the Irish. Raiders pick up a big win at home, 72-69 in overtime. And finally, the 2005 Hall of
St. Mary's game in our McDonald's hoop news. Huge crowd on hand for this one. I'll tell you what, the place was packed up at Harding, and it was St. Vincent, St. Mary's going to work first. Lawrence Wilson underneath. It's a 2-point lead. Then Patrick Nygaard, free ball. It's a 3-point lead for Akron. Then Bruce Allen hits the jumper for Warren Harding. They cut the lead to 1. Brian Wright then. He's got it, and he's going to dish it to Mario Manningham. Nice little layup. Again, the Raiders within 1. Roddy Fuller, big game for him. He had 20 points. He also grabbed 14 boards, and there he's taking it strong to the bucket. Harding takes the lead, and then the Raiders. On the steal, it's Mario Manningham. He had a game-high 21 points. It takes overtime. Raiders are the winner, 72-69.
Youngstown came up big again tonight against another big opponent. A near sellout in Warren Harding, number 4 in the polls, hosting number 1 Akron St. Vincent St. Mary out of Division II. And here we go, Raiders down by 7 at the half, but Brian Wright comes up with a steal to Bruce Allen, part of a 14-0 run. Allen had 16 points, but back come the Irish, as Marcus Johnson will glide right in and put it in. He is an incredible athlete, folks. 1 minute left in the game, and it's tied until Roddy Fuller comes up with a steal to the other end. 62-60, Raiders on top. Fuller had 20 points. But the Irish answer again. Here comes Marcus Johnson. He will glide and hit. He had 28 points. Game tied at 62, and we're going into overtime. And that is the time for Mario Manningham to shine. Down by 3, Manningham for 3, and he hits it. We're tied at 67 all. But OSU football recruit Lawrence Wilson was a beast on the blocks. Look at the spin move, and his headband even went over his eyes, but he still got it. He had 24 points. Irish lead by 1, and they have the ball, but up comes Manningham with the steal and the layup as the Raiders take the lead 70-69. Mario had 21 points. Then, off another turnover, Manningham finding the open. Bruce Allen for the bucket, 72-69. Raiders on top, but wait, don't celebrate yet. One last chance. And the shot by Akron St. Vincent St. Mary off the mark. Warren Harding is 16-1, their most impressive win yet. They knocked off the Irish tonight, 72-69 in overtime. Great game out in Warren tonight. Also in Warren,
some nice passing inside to Bruce Allen, and he gets in for 2. And then the awesome steal here by Brian Wright. Court-long pass to Bruce Allen, and Allen came up big down the stretch. Raiders regain the lead 41-39. Then late in the fourth quarter, Patrick Nygaard knocks down a triple for the Irish to tie this ball game up at 60, and we go to overtime. Raiders up 1 with just seconds left, and Bruce Allen appears to seal it. That would put him up 3, and you can see he's psyched up. Harding bench is celebrating, but watch this. They get serious real quick here. St. V's has a chance to tie it. It rims out, and the Raiders pick up an impressive win today, 72-69 in overtime over state-ranked Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Elsewhere, 3, and you can see he's psyched up. Harding bench is celebrating, but watch this. They get serious real quick here.
At Harding fans saying goodbye to some great seniors tonight. Mooney's Don Del Torrio in the corner right there, heading inside. Nice shot, and the layup. Mooney was on top at that point. Watch this no-look pass from Mario Manningham right there. Steve Williams on the other end. Harding would take the lead. Now, Mooney kept us pretty close in the first quarter. Desmond Morrow with the layup. That tied the game, but then they just stepped on the gas and ran away. Roddy Fuller with the bucket here. Harding's a winner tonight, 96-29.
The Cheney and Niles tonight, and it was the Cheney-Wall.
A 16-point first quarter deficit against North Canton Hoover on Thursday to keep its title hopes alive. Now the Raiders will face the state's #1 ranked team. It's Harding versus Canton McKinley in the Division I District Championship game. Next on Fox 1762. First-foot senior Mario Manningham, along with 5'9" junior Brian Wright and 6'1" senior Steve Williams. The front line consists of 6'3" senior Bruce Allen and 6'4" junior Roddy Fuller. Harding in the black uniforms, gold numbers and letters outlined in white. For Canton McKinley, head coach Dave Hoover's team, fresh off a win against Glen Oak of 51-42, will open up with 5'8" junior Marcus Parker. Also 6'2" senior Sean Weatherspoon. 6'4" sophomore Todd Brown and the big guys up front. 6'7" junior Raymar Morgan and 6'6" junior Ricky Jackson. A transfer from Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas. McKinley in the home whites, red numbers and letters outlined in gray. Opening shot of the night taken by the Bulldogs, off the mark, and the rebound controlled by Todd Brown, who then throws it right to the Raiders' Steve Williams, but Brown gets it back and he gives to Ricky Jackson. Then off the baseline, McKinley again tries, couldn't get it to go, but the tap by Raymar Morgan, who's been averaging 18 points a game this year for the Pups, and McKinley's off to a 2-0 lead, thanks to the first-team all-district selection, Raymar Morgan.
Just as we said earlier in the beginning of the game, they have too many second-chance points.
Roddy Fuller throws up the air ball. McKinley racing down the floor. The thing is, though, Ricky Jackson got a little too busy, lost possession of the ball because he was fouled by Mario Manningham. 7:21 to go in the opening quarter. The Raiders, remember, earlier in the week, fell behind to North Canton Hoover 16-0 to begin the game. They cannot afford to fall in that deep a hole against a talented team like McKinley.
No, they're too athletic. They're much bigger and stronger than the Hoover team. So, again, they got to make sure they keep them off the boards right here on these free throws.
Ricky Jackson, a 68.2% free throw shooter on the season. He was a first-team all-district selection, averaging 13 points and 6 rebounds a game. He's got his first marker of the night here, and McKinley has scored the first 3 points of the game, make it the first 4 points of the game.
They come out with some full-court man-to-man, just some token pressure.
Manningham on the drive to the basket leads to a foul, the first of the night against Canton McKinley, and each team now with 1 foul apiece.
Yeah. That's what he can do. Mario is able to score in an open court, and if they're able to do that, they'll be able to stay close in this game.
Foul against Sean Weatherspoon. Manningham this year a 79% free throw shooter. He'll try to split the pair. As a team, Warren Harding this year hitting 66% of its charity tosses. Raiders averaging almost 67 points a game. Canton McKinley averaging a little better than 69 points a game. Second miss leads to a tap out to Mario Manningham, and the Raiders will try to get on the board now from the floor as we approach the 7-minute mark of the opening quarter.
Yep.
Bruce Allen lost the basketball. The scramble, and the ball goes out of play. Sean Weatherspoon touched it last, so Warren Harding will control. They find themselves down 4-0.
Yeah, they're running an open post motion right now, trying to spread the floor, get some baskets in open floor.
Brian Wright was the hero Thursday when he hit the game-winning basket with about 2.5 seconds to go against Hoover. This is Roddy Fuller, had the ball knocked loose by Raymar Morgan, picked up by Ricky Jackson, leads it down the floor to Morgan. He'll go right to the hole and lay it in and draw the foul. And all of a sudden, Mario Manningham in foul trouble. That's his second, and we've played 1 minute and 19 seconds of the opening quarter.
Yeah, you got to be smarter than that. If you're going to foul him in that situation, don't let him get the shot up. Definitely a factor with he's the main leader on their team tonight, so we'll see how they handle this. He's probably going to have to sit him for the rest of the first quarter.
Well, they put Manningham down scoreless. He's been averaging 13.5 points a game for Harding. Taryn Brown will come in. Brown, a 6'6" senior for the Raiders. In the meantime, Raymar Morgan, a 63.1% free throw shooter on the season, at the line to complete the three-point play. And he does not. The tap batted into the air. McKinley getting some second and third shots at the basket, and Ricky Jackson's going to go back to the free throw line. And that's what we talked about, Jim. The board control tonight is going to be vital for one of these two teams, and so far McKinley dominating the glass.
They are dominating the glass right now. Harding's got to do a better job of pushing them back away from the basket. They're trying to just out-jump them, and right now they're bigger and stronger, and they're not doing a very good job at that.
Ricky Jackson stays perfect from the line. He was fouled by Taryn Brown, who picks up his first infraction of the night, and the Raiders now with 3 fouls as a team. Morgan and Jackson have now combined to score the first 7 points of the night for McKinley. Jackson's done all of his scoring from the free throw line. Morgan's done all of his scoring from the field. They have combined to score the first 8 points of the game, and Warren Harding falling into a similar trend as they did earlier in the week in the district semifinal.
And they ran a set for Brown there.
And he threw the ball over the hoop. The ball saved, though, by Roddy Fuller. The only problem is he couldn't get it to Brian Wright, and the breakout by Raymar Morgan leads to a lay-in, and Steve Arnold's got to take a timeout, and he does. I told him before the game, don't fall behind 16-0. Well, they fell behind 10-0 with 6:18 to go in the opening quarter. That's how good Canton McKinley is, ranked #1 in the state for a good reason. And this team maybe runs the floor better than any team I have seen so far this year. Timeout on the floor, 6:18 to go in the opening quarter. It's Canton McKinley 10, Warren Harding nothing. We'll come back with more of the Division I district title game on Fox 1762. And now McKinley will pick up a full-court press off the timeout. Now they'll back off defensively as the Raiders move it into the forecourt looking for their first points of the night. It's Roddy Fuller to the basket. Shot blocked by Raymar Morgan, and they're going to call him for a foul. He used his off arm to push off on Roddy Fuller. That leads to 2 free throws.
Yeah, they ran a clear out where they gave Fuller a ball on the wing. They took the post to the other side. He made a nice move to the basket, drawing the foul.
Raymar Morgan with his first infraction of the night. Team foul number 2 against Canton McKinley. Fuller misses the free throw for the season. He's a 61% shooter, and Harding is now 0 of 3 from the line as a team here in the opening quarter.
They've got to get off this number right now.
Fuller to split the pair. He cannot do so, and the rebound controlled by Ricky Jackson, who's been averaging 6 boards a game this year for the Pups.
All right. Harding's in their man-to-man.
Weatherspoon for 3, and he left it short. Jackson with the putback, off-balance shot wouldn't go, and here comes Roddy Fuller with a 3-on-1 breakout. Steve Williams missed the runner, then got it back, and finally scores. And the Raiders are on the board 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the game.
Yeah, McKinley did a nice job altering the shot of Williams, but again, they ran the floor well, got the offensive rebound. They're going to need more of that.
Steve Williams was an honorable mention all-district selection for Warren Harding this season. Out of the corner, the 3 by Marcus Parker's off the back of the rim. Rebound to Raymar Morgan. Goes up, couldn't score, but he's going back to the line.
They decided to come into a 2-3 zone on this possession, which I think is an advantage to Harding, making them shoot from the outside, but you still got to check out on the board.
Harding now with 4 fouls as a team. Roddy Fuller picks up his first of the night. Morgan goes back to the line where he is 0 of 1 in the game. Morgan with 6 points overall, a first-team all-district selection. Substitution here for Harding. Roddy Fuller will sit down. Pat White will take his spot. White, number 23, a 6'4 junior. Fuller sits down scoreless, playing with a foul.
Brown and Williams probably want to pinch Jackson right here and keep him off the boards.
So Raymar Morgan finally hits from the line, his 7th point of the game, giving McKinley an 11-2 lead over Harding.
See if they run some kind of clear out for Fuller. They're running a post motion right now, and McKinley's doing a nice job switching with the post screens inside.
Turnover, pass inside to Pat White, and the Bulldogs grab it. It was Raymar Morgan coming up with the loose ball.
Yeah, Pat did a nice job getting position, but when they were ready to deliver the ball, he gave up on it, allowed Jackson to knock it away. They're staying in this 2-3 zone, which we're going to see how well McKinley's able to shoot the ball.
Well, they're not a good shooting team from beyond the arc. McKinley hitting just 26.5% from three-point range this season.
When you run the floor as well as they do, though, you don't need to take too many three-point shots.
Morgan gets inside and scores again, this time off the glass. He's got 9 points. That's half of his per-game average.
Good job changing direction. He had the shot was going to be blocked, and he moved the ball around and got the easy layup.
Now the Raiders faced a pretty good player Thursday night from North Canton Hoover and Brett Wackerly, who threw in 27 points. He was the Northeast Inland District Player of the Year. Raymar Morgan probably should have been co-player of the year, at least the way he's looked so far in the game for McKinley.
Yes, he's definitely a real good player.
3. Bruce Allen knocks down the 3. It's his 12th of the year. He's a third-team all-district selection for the Raiders.
Good
And
job.
they needed that hoop.
Yeah, good job getting his feet set, ready to shoot the basketball.
Ball stays in the hands of the Bulldogs.
That 3, let's see if that jump starts them, see if they can go on a 8-10-0 run here.
We played more than half of the first quarter. Jackson from 15 feet away. That's his first field goal. Gives him 6 points overall. And the lead at 10 now for McKinley. They've led by as many as 11.
He called an illegal screen on. They called an illegal screen on Brown, and he would just stand in there. I don't understand that call right there.
Taryn Brown picks up his second personal foul. He's going to have to come out of the game. Harding now with 5 fouls as a team. So Brown and Manningham each with 2 fouls here in the opening quarter. Warren Harding brings Roddy Fuller back into the game. He's got 1 foul.
And they're definitely going to have to get some stops. They can go back to their man-to-man this possession down.
Morgan from the baseline. Little too strong. Rebound off of McKinley's Todd Brown. And they'll hand it over to the Raiders, who trail 15-5.
Once again, McKinley's doing a real nice job of getting their hands on the basketball. They go with the 1-4 set.
Bad entry pass inside to Bruce Allen.
Yeah.
Picked off by McKinley. And then double dribble is the call as Todd Brown was unable to bring it up the floor. And Harding gets it back. And since the Bulldogs scored the first 10 points of the game, these two teams have played even the rest of the way.
Yes, they have. And that part of it is because of the 2-3 zone. But on that last entry, he just needs to take the dribble down, 2 or 3 more dribbles, get it a little bit lower. They'll have an easy entry for a layup inside.
Brian Wright draws the double team. Bruce Allen tried to hook one up. Shot was blocked. Raymar Morgan called for the foul. And that's what they talked about before the game. Raymar Morgan and Ricky Jackson are very aggressive defensively and are prone to foul trouble. And now Morgan has 2, and he's going to come out of the game.
Right now, when Harding's in their half-court sets, they've got to spread it out.
And there you see the left hand of Raymar Morgan is what fouled Bruce Allen, who was going in for the shot. He's a 70% free throw shooter, but you couldn't tell it there. Yeah. Raymar Morgan's going to come out of the game, 9 points, 2 fouls. His spot will be filled by Canton McKinley, Sidell Broyles, a 6'1 junior. In the meantime, Bruce Allen's averaging 11 points a game, 4.5 rebounds a contest for Harding, and he misses his second charity toss. Rebound to Ricky Jackson. Ball knocked away by Williams and grabbed by Warren Harding's Pat White.
Walked.
And then Roddy Fuller travels with the basketball. And Harding right now 0 of 6 from the free throw line.
Yeah. It's different. Anytime you play in a bigger building and there's so much room behind the baskets, it gives you a different look. So hopefully they'll get used to that and start hitting some shots in the second quarter.
Jackson's feed to Todd Brown, and the third-team all-district selection for Canton McKinley gets his first basket. And this is the Bulldogs' largest lead of the opening quarter.
They're still running a post motion offense, but they still got to get some movement. They have to get some back cuts here.
Williams with a nice job to get himself to the basket, but they call him for the charge.
Yeah. Good strong move to the basket. Which one? He did a good. McKinley did a nice shot stepping in, taking a charge.
Player control foul against Steve Williams, the 6'1 senior of Harding. It's his first individually. Raiders now 1 foul shy of going over the limit as a team. Jackson in the lane, in and out, ball tapped right back to him. Goes to the floor, now pushes the ball out to Todd Brown. Gets it back inside to Jackson, who scores easily.
Way too many second chance opportunities for a good team. A good team like McKinley, you cannot give them second chance points.
Roddy Fuller inside, muscles one up, couldn't get it to go. Tap wouldn't fall. Ricky Jackson grabbed the ball, and a foul ensued. It looks like the foul here against McKinley, and they'll give it to Todd Brown. That's Brown's first, Bulldogs' fourth as a team. Less than 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Raiders in a familiar scenario. Allen out of the corner. Three is too strong. Rebound run down by Ricky Jackson. Off the baseline, Marcus Parker forced one, and the rebound controlled by Bruce Allen of the Raiders.
Anytime you have guys his size and you're able to...
And Allen lost the dribble. That leads to Marcus Parker, who gives to Ceto Broyles, and Broyles is going to the free throw line. McKinley is so quick defensively.
And it's not just their feet. They have quick hands. Their hands are in every passing lane.
And there you see the feed to Broyles and the foul against Bruce Allen, and it's his first of the game, and the Raiders are now over the limit with 1:27 to go in the opening quarter. Broyles, a 56.5% free throw shooter on the season, averaging 4 points and 2 rebounds a game. Substitution for the Pups into the game will be number 4, Harriel Moore, and also checking in will be number 15, Kirk Freeman.
Once again, White is going to have to keep Jackson off the board on the other side.
McKinley wants to make another substitution here. Thing is, they can't. No free throws have been attempted yet. Todd Brown's on the bench. There you see him right there, number 21. I think he's got a bloody nose. See him tilt his head back. He's got the Kleenex in his right hand. So he's got to come out of the game. That's why they held it up. Yeah. Brown checked out with the bloody nose, and his spot will be filled by Marcus Parker.
With not a real good free throw shooter at the line, keep Jackson off the board. Don't give him a second chance shot.
Broyles dropped in his first point of the game. Canton McKinley with its largest lead of the night.
Say they go back to maybe that open post motion and try to get some easy layups in open floor.
Harding's going to have to protect the ball much better in the final 3 quarters of this game. Roddy Fuller from the top of the key. Nice rebound to Brian Wright. Couldn't follow it though, then gets it back again.
They're really, McKinley's altering a lot of their shots. They're making them change their shots, switch the ball around when they're up in the air. They just got to let it fly. If it gets blocked, it gets blocked.
Now the Raiders, at least this time around, getting second and third opportunities at the basket.
I'll be surprised if they decide to hold it through the quarter unless coach is looking at getting Brown and Manningham back in for the second quarter.
Williams for 3. They need it, couldn't get it. Nice rebound by Pat White, and he's almost undercut on the play and fouled by Harriel Moore. Moore's first. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, a period dominated by McKinley. Bulldogs raced out to a 10-0 lead and now have increased it to 15 points. Pat White off the inbound. Yeah, nice shot.
He stepped up with confidence and hit the shot, and that's what they all need to do.
White comes in, averaging 5 points a game. That's the Raiders' third field goal of the opening quarter. And now McKinley will work for the last shot of the period.
Yeah, they're spreading the floor. I'm sure they're going to...
Yeah, they let a lot of time drift down now. Jim, you're down to 3 seconds. And then the 3 by Parker's an air ball. Boy, he just hung around way too far out and never got the offense going.
Yeah, you want to get into your offense with about 8 seconds and get the shot with 2 or 3.
At the end of 1 from the Canton Civic Center, it is Canton McKinley 20, Warren Harding 7. This is the Division I District Championship game on Fox 1762. For Canton McKinley, they had to make a couple of substitutions. One right here because number 21, Todd Brown, got himself a bloody nose. It all took place right there. You see Brown in the middle. That's what a lot of people would like to see our director, Tim Labrie, end up with. Bloody nose. Not me, but You know.
Yeah, I understand where you come from, Rob.
Raiders get the ball, trailing by 13 points to start the second quarter. Manningham's back in, and so is Taryn Brown. Both had 2 fouls. It's Manningham to Brown,
Good
who goes up
move.
and couldn't get it to go, and Jackson grabs the rebound for the Bulldogs.
But you got to like their aggressiveness. They need more of that, but they definitely need to get some stops the first 3 minutes of the second quarter here.
The drive by Moore leads to a turnover.
Missed him inside, had White inside.
Roddy Fuller off balance jumper, followed, couldn't get it to go. The follow again won't fall by Pat White. And the ball knocked out to Canton McKinley. The Bulldogs looking to run here. Sedell Broyles. Parker for 3. That's not his shot. Even though he has 13 3-pointers on the season, that's a little too far out of his range.
Yes, and to start the first minute of the second quarter, they have come out and they're rebounding the basketball. So hopefully that's going to be a difference. I'm sure Coach Arnold talked to them while they were on the bench. They've got to be more aggressive on the board.
Foul against Ariel Moore, his second for Canton McKinley. Sean Weatherspoon returns for the Pups. They're now 1 foul shy of going over the limit as a team. Raiders already over the limit. We played 1 minute of the second quarter. Neither team has scored in the frame as of yet. Manningham held scoreless in the game, remains scoreless. Rebound Ricky Jackson, and he's having himself a great game on the boards for Canton McKinley.
And Brown missed a cutter there. They missed him. He's open for in the post. And they've gone back to their man-to-man defense right now.
Nice job by Weatherspoon to force the contact and then get the basket.
Yeah, good job drawing the contract. Not sure if he didn't shuffle his feet inside prior to doing it.
Or the foul against Taryn Brown, it's his 3rd. Weatherspoon, this year a 51.4% free throw shooter. He'll get a shot at a 3-point play here, and Brown immediately checks out of the Raiders lineup. His spot will be taken by Bruce Allen.
See, you can't. I don't know how much further you can get behind here. Coach may have to come back with Brown during the second quarter here.
Weatherspoon missed the charity toss. Allen with a nice rebound for Harding.
Good rebound. He was trying to be strong with it. You got to watch it when he starts throwing those elbows around. But good aggressive rebound.
Right, looking to penetrate. Left alone on the baseline. Thought he might take the shot. It'll be Manningham for 3. And he can't get it to fall. And there's Jackson to clean up the rebound for Canton McKinley.
Yeah, they're just rushing all their shots right now. And that's a credit to McKinley's defense. Inside,
3 by
outside.
Broyles.
Another rebound by Jackson.
And as he tries to scrap for the basketball, he's tied up. Possession arrow points in favor of McKinley. Bulldogs make a substitution. Todd Brown comes back in, bloodied nose and all. He'll replace Marcus Parker. We played just over 2 minutes of the second quarter. Canton McKinley's up its ante to 15 points. This match is their largest lead of the game.
Good look inside.
To Todd Brown, a little too strong. Ricky Jackson again! He's got the basket and the foul. He's now in double figures with 10 points.
Now, someone has got to get a body on him. They're not pushing him away from the basket. You're not going to sit there and out-jump him. He's 6'6".
Pat White this time picks up the foul. Guilty for the first time in the game. Jackson at the line, 4 of 4, 10 points overall. Missed that charity toss ball, knocked out of play. Sure looked like Roddy Fuller had his hands on it last. Instead, they said Sean Weatherspoon of Canton McKinley touched it last. So the Raiders take over, trailing by 17.
Yeah, they're going after the basketball, which is good, but they got to get a body on them, or McKinley's just going to kill them on the boards.
Manningham trying to get into the flow offensively and still cannot get the job done from the field, but he'll get a shot to hit a couple from the free throw line.
Yeah, this is where he's going to get his confidence here. Get to the free throw line, make a couple shots. He's doing a good job with dribble penetration, taking it to the basket.
Foul against Kirk Freeman, the 5'9" junior of Canton McKinley, his first. Both teams now over the limit. Manningham now 0 of 3 from the free throw line. He still has not scored in tonight's game. This is a kid averaging 13.5 points a contest. He had 10 in the district semifinal against Hoover, and he rings up his first point of the game here. to get Harding to within 16.
Harding came out into a full court pressure, tried up.
And McKinley did a good job of moving the ball around. Jackson found Kirk Freeman, who nets his first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, they got down the floor without even dribbling it, and that's how you got to beat pressure.
In the lane, the runner won't fall by right. Follow won't go again, and the rebound this time grabbed by Todd Brown of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're rushing, and McKinley's causing them to alter all of their shots. They just don't feel comfortable shooting the ball right now.
Less than 5 minutes to go in the opening half. Freeman for three, bullseye. That's his 10th of the year. He's got 5 points in the quarter, and Harding takes another timeout. Canton McKinley has opened up a 21-point spread. They have opened up the second quarter on a 9-1 run. With a break in the action, it's now Canton McKinley 29, Warren Harding 8 in the Division I District Championship game on Fox 17/62. Well, Warren Harding just 3 of 15 from the field so far in the game. Canton McKinley 11 of 28 from the floor. That's one reason why they lead by 21 as play resumes.
They definitely owning the boards right now, and a lot of those second chance shots, it's hurting Harding. And they go back to this open.
Allen got away with a travel, missed 2 times down inside, and now Canton McKinley's going to shoot some free throws here. And they're going to get 2 because they're now in the double bonus.
Right, they called that. White was pushing off inside.
That's his second personal of the opening half. Team foul number 10 against Harding, and right now they just cannot find any type of a rhythm. There's a look at the Raiders bench. But they still have to remember what they overcame on Thursday, that they're never out of a game, regardless of the deficit.
And all it takes is a couple quick points here and get this. They want to try to get this back down to something that's manageable. If they can get it back down to 15, 12 points going in at halftime, that's going to be a plus for them.
Ricky Jackson now 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Raiders make a substitution. Steve Williams back in. Bruce Allen will sit down for Harding. Ricky Jackson 10 points so far in the game. He had all 4 of his free throws in the first quarter, has missed both of his charity tosses here in the second quarter. Splits the pair here. He's got 11 overall, and McKinley continues to increase its lead.
They're trying to clear out from Mario.
And he lost the dribble. Ball picked up by Kirk Freeman of McKinley.
Yeah, he crossed over with the ball in front of him. An easy pick for the defense.
Weatherspoon out of the circle. Rebound run down by Todd Brown. The 3 by Freeman's too strong off the backboard, but the rebound. Todd Brown missed it. Steve Williams comes up with the ball for Harding. Leads it down the floor, and Manningham finally scores from the field.
And that's the type of game that Harding needs. They need to push the ball offensively, not let McKinley get set in their half-court defense.
Weatherspoon shook himself loose, and then a foul inside, a push down low as the teams fought for the rebound off the miss by Weatherspoon.
Yeah, I think White will be the one coming down to shoot free throws down here. And once again, you want to score with that clock stop when you're down this many points.
Well, the foul against Ricky Jackson, that's his first of the game. And it will be White at the free throw line for Warren Harding. He's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Pat White with 2 points and 2 fouls in the game so far this evening. Warren Harding just 1 of 8 from the line so far as a team. And they continue to struggle from the stripe. White missing the front end of the 1-and-1.
Now 1 for 9. McKinley's being patient on offense.
Weatherspoon had the ball knocked away by Williams. Grabbed by Wright. Harding on the run. Fuller's jumper rattles out to Ricky Jackson.
There's a lid on that basket right now for Harding.
Jackson inside on Pat White. Missed the short jumper. Ball comes away to Steve Williams.
Yeah.
Left alone for the look at the three. Good. Williams with his 10th three of the season. Harding's second here in the game tonight.
Hopefully that'll be the spark that they need to get them going into halftime.
Now the Raiders have scored the last 5 points in a row.
They got to help out.
Brown's drive comes up empty, but Jackson there for the putback, and he's too strong. Harding looking to run. Kirk Freeman knocked the ball loose, but Manningham still runs it down for Harding. And then Manningham lost the dribble. Still manages to save it, though, to Brian Wright.
Great hustle. Now if he can hit the three.
Bounces across the basket. Ball saved. Nope, unable to be saved by the Raiders. Pat White. So Canton McKinley will get the ball. Harding goes back to the bench. Bruce Allen will come in, number 24. He'll replace Pat White. Less than 2 minutes to go in the opening half. And Harding now starting to play with a sense of urgency.
Yeah, good effort by Manningham there to keep the ball alive and get open. If he'd hit the three there, that would have been a big plus.
Canton McKinley right now with only one of its 2 guns firing out on the floor. Raymar Morgan's on the bench with 2 fouls. He has 9 points, has not played here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they definitely have some depth.
Foul on the play against Brian Wright. Well, that's the encouraging thing for McKinley. You've got your top scorer on the bench, and you still lead by 17 after leading by 13 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and remember, Brown's been on the bench, and Mario was on the bench, and Manningham was on the bench in the first quarter. But right now, McKinley can go 8 or 9 deep.
At the stripe, Marcus Parker, a 72.5% free throw shooter. That's his first point of the game. He hits them both.
So they got to push the ball again. The guards are just really, really quick for McKinley.
Less than a minute and a half to go before intermission. Allen's three off the back of the rim. Rebound, Ricky Jackson. He's working on a double-double tonight. There should have been a foul. Jackson was grabbed. Still McKinley gets the ball. The pass for Jackson. Picked off by Manningham. Down the floor, loose for a deuce. It's Steve Williams with the lay-in.
And now see if they get in some kind of full court pressure here to keep the up-tempo game. McKinley may decide, I'm going to hold it for the last minute. And with this lead right now, they're capable of doing that.
Canton McKinley came out, scored 10 of the first 11 points in the second quarter. Since then, Warren Harding has scored 7 of the last 8.
Don't see Harding trying to hold it for a last-second shot here. They've got to push it and try to get as many possessions as they can. They're going to run the weave up front.
Roddy Fuller right to the basket. Got around Ricky Jackson for the lay-in. Harding needed that out of Fuller.
Yeah, it's a good crossover move. He set Jackson up, took it to the basket strong. They need to get it. They need to get one more stop here. And got it down to 15, and I think it's manageable come the second half.
Jackson, too strong. Rebound Williams, and that'll close out the opening half of play. So after Cam McKinley raced out to a 10-0 lead, they show why they're the top-ranked team in the state. Warren Harding ranked number 3 coming into tonight's district championship, and at the break, Canton McKinley with a 15-point advantage. As these two teams heads to the locker room, our score, Canton McKinley 32, Warren Harding 17. When we come back, we'll take a look at our first half statistics brought to you by Arby's and check out the other tournament scores on the Option Care scoreboard. Again, at halftime, it's Canton McKinley 32, Warren Harding 17 here on Fox 1762. Warren Harding will get the ball to start the third quarter. They've made a slight change to the 5. That is Brian Wright bringing the ball into the forecourt. That's Steve Williams. Roddy Fuller out on the floor. Pat White gets the start for the second half, and Mario Manningham rounds out the 5 for the Raiders. White off the baseline. Ball bounces across the basket to McKinley's Marcus Parker. He throws ahead to Sean Weatherspoon. Ricky Jackson's on the floor. Raymar Morgan is returned, and the 3 by Todd Brown is perfect. He has 14 threes on the season. That gives him 5 points in the game, and McKinley shows no signs of slowing down. Foul inside here.
Good drive by Fuller, bringing it down, centering the ball, taking it to the basket strong. They're going to need more of that the second half, taking it off the dribble penetration and taking it to the basket. The shots just don't seem to be falling for him tonight.
Ricky Jackson picks up his second personal foul, first against either team in the second half. Fuller at the line tonight, 0 of 2, make it 0 of 3, and Harding is now just 1 of 10 from the foul line so far in the game.
Yeah, 10% in the district finals is not going to get it, because a lot of times they're one-on-ones and they're not getting an opportunity to get the second shot.
And they missed again. The rebound White had momentarily has been taken away by Todd Brown. Raymar Morgan back into the game. They're going to try and get him involved in the offense, and he wastes little time. Now with 11 points, and Canton McKinley up by 20. Largest lead of the night for the Bulldogs was 22.
Yeah, good job going inside, outside. Didn't have anything the first time, so he passed it out, got reset, and made a nice move in the post. It looked like the Harding's going to the flex offense. Runs a nice fade. Mario, good read on the screen.
But he couldn't hit the 3. Rebound controlled by Marcus Parker. Parker drives. Fuller blocked the shot.
What they need. An open floor. Now he's got to take it to the basket strong.
Right stops, got away with it, then threw it too hard off the glass, and the rebound comes away to Sean Weatherspoon of Canton McKinley. Now the entry pass to Morgan, broken up by Pat White, who knocked it out of play.
Once again, when you're that high, it's tough to deliver it in the post. You need to take it a little bit lower.
Raiders hitting less than 30% of their shots from the floor tonight. Nice job by Steve Williams defensively to force the turnover as he knocked the ball off of Todd Brown and out of play.
Good aggressive hands, quick hands by Williams there.
Bruce Allen comes in for the Raiders. Allen checks in with 3 points and a foul. Pat White will sit down, 2 points, 2 fouls.
Yeah, that was a defensive change so that White can be in the post for Harding.
We played just about 2 minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, Harding changed their offense here. They've gone to a flex offense.
Williams lost the ball out of play. Canton McKinley, which has scored the first 5 points of the third quarter to up its lead to 20, will take over.
It doesn't matter what offense you run. If you're just going to stand around and not get any movement, it's going to be hard to get some shots.
Pass inside for Jackson, broken up, and a foul occurs as well, away from the pass.
Yeah, both players were trying to get position inside. Feet got tangled up, and that's caused them to fall down.
And it's Bruce Allen who picks up the foul as he was trying to defend Raymar Morgan. The foul against Allen, his second. Each team now with 1 foul apiece in the third quarter. Entry pass to Ricky Jackson. Nice job by Fuller to block the shot, and he's also called for the foul. Roddy Fuller's second personal of the game.
Yeah, when they set this cross screen there, he fell asleep for a half a second there. They got the ball, nice entry to Jackson inside.
He's 5 of 7 from the line so far in the game. Jackson with 11 points overall. He's been averaging better than 13 a game this season. Well, the scary thing about Canton McKinley is that of the starting 5, only 1 is a senior. Raymar Morgan and Ricky Jackson, both juniors. Marcus Parker's a junior. Todd Brown, a sophomore. Only Sean Weatherspoon will graduate out of the starting 5 for McKinley. 13 points tonight for Jackson, and the Pups now lead 39-17.
Yeah, you got to feel pretty good as a head coach knowing these types of players are coming back to your program.
Bruce Allen leaves the ball for Williams. Working against Morgan. Feed inside. Ball rimmed out as Allen missed the short jumper. Fuller there for the follow, though.
Good aggressive move. Good job hitting the offensive boards. Once again, we've said it throughout the game. They've got to hit the boards more.
That ends McKinley's 7-0 run to start the third quarter. The drive by Parker leads to a lay-in. He's got 4 points. Now that's his first field goal of the night.
You can't let the ball get that deep. He's got to get back and stop it.
Roddy Fuller starting to pick it up a little bit now. Fuller might be the go-to guy here as a timeout is called with 4:54 to go in the third frame, and the Raiders down 41-21 to Canton McKinley. We'll return to the Canton Civic Center and more coverage of the Division I District Championship game here on Fox 1762.
If you're looking to buy a new home or refinance your present one, why not visit your hometown credit union, ASECU? The Associated School Employees Credit Union, serving Mahoning County school employees and YSU employees, offers some of the best home loan rates in the area. And because their offices are right here in Mahoning County, your loans are processed quickly. No waiting for calls from an out-of-town decision maker. Visit the ASECU offices in Austintown, Boardman, or on the YSU campus. You'll see why it's the best place to save and the only place to borrow.
Life comes at you fast. Be ready with Nationwide.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Don't let your insurance slam dunk you. Call Canton Insurance at 629-2000.
RSV is responsible for hospitalizing more than 126,000 premature infants and children each year. But Option Care has a new innovative approach to prevent severe RSV with Synagis. If you suspect your child is at high risk, talk to your physician or call Option Care Synagis Information Center today.
We're Option Care, leading the search for better home health care.
Coming up on the King of Queens, Doug and Carrie haven't been very generous.
We keep it all for ourselves.
We're bad. Now they're ready to donate to charity.
Who do we care about? Who's poor? Who's needy?
But when they get more than they gave,
they named the library after us?
Something's gotta give.
We're gonna have to go down there and straighten it out.
Do we?
What?
What? I've always wanted a library.
Next on the King of Queens.
Monday at 5 on Fox 1762.
Well, this closes out district play for the boys across the state of Ohio. Next week, the teams will head to the regionals. The winner of this game will meet Bedford in the regional semifinals in Akron. Bedford won earlier this afternoon against Cleveland Heights to advance to the regionals.
Good job by Jackson getting position inside.
Couldn't get it to fall, though, and the rebound of Taryn Brown, who's back into the game for Harding with 3 fouls.
Yeah, this is what they need now. Up-tempo, you need to score.
Manningham forces the shot, but got it to fall.
Get some full court pressure on. Not necessarily get some steals, just get a more up-tempo game.
Manningham trying to cause a little contact there, and when McKinley backed off, it allowed him to hit the shot.
Once again, we need Harding needs to get this lead down to 10 in the third quarter.
Raymar Morgan short. Fight for the rebound leads to a foul. And it's Ricky Jackson picking up his third of the game.
Yeah, he cleared out with his left arm going up for the rebound there.
So that'll lead to a substitution. Jackson will sit down with 13 points to go with those 3 fouls. His spot will be taken by Sidell Broyles.
And as you can tell, Harding's trying to definitely force the tempo here.
Now they've got to.
They can. Got to go somewhere with the basketball. To the got to go strong. Good, strong.
Brown
move.
with the basket and the foul. That's his first hoop of the night. He'll try to complete the 3-point play, and Warren Harding right now in the midst of a 6-0 run. The foul, which is the third against Canton McKinley as a team, shown right here to go against number 23, Sean Weatherspoon, and that's his second individually. Taryn Brown, though, just a 45% free throw shooter, and the Raiders are 1 of 11 from the line as a team tonight. And they continue to struggle from the strike.
Yeah, he's got to use his legs on his free throw. He's straight up and down.
Steve Williams with the takeaway. Harding forces the bad pass.
Good look. Let's maybe get a quick hitter, go back to that flex offense.
A three would be nice, but you don't want to force it.
No. They go back to this weave, trying to get something in open floor.
If Fuller can get it, he's got a shot at a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. McKinley it's continued. They get another hoop here. You may want to look to get a timeout. Definitely the tempo and the momentum going Harding's way right now.
And again, Weatherspoon picks up the foul, his third. Bulldogs fourth of his team. Fuller at the line, 0 of 4 tonight. He's got 8 points overall, though. Fuller for the free throw. He left it short. Williams grabs the rebound for Harding, though. They get a second shot at scoring here.
They have what they want. Mario has the ball on the open floor. Let's see if he can make a good, strong move to the basket. There it is. Oh, goaltending.
Goaltending will be the foul.
Good call.
Manningham will get credit for the basket. That gives him 7 points in the game, and don't look now, but Warren Harding is within 12.
Here's his move to the good, strong move to the basket with the goaltend.
Raymar Morgan going up. You can see it was on its way down and even hit the glass.
Yeah, anytime it already hit the glass, that's an easy call and automatic for the official.
Raiders right now in the midst of a 10-point run.
It definitely livened up the fans on the Harding side.
Brown looked at that three.
Yeah, they get another stop here, and they have it down to 10.
Nice speed, though, to Raymar Morgan, who now has 13 points in the game.
Keep the up-tempo game here, though.
That ends the Raiders' 10-0 run.
Going back to the sweep, trying to get Mario, again, the ball in the open floor.
Manningham working on Broyles.
That's an illegal dribble.
Brown spins and hooked it in.
Good drop step into the center of the floor for an easy left-hand layup.
Taron Brown now with 4 points in the third quarter. Feed inside to Morgan again. Knocked from his possession, though, by Taron Brown.
Yeah.
Well, McKinley's 22-point lead has shrunk to 12. Substitution here. Brown will get a breather.
Yeah.
His
Good
foul
move.
will be filled by Pat White.
With his foul trouble right now, you got to move. You got some good minutes from him. Got him right back out.
Entry pass, kicked out of play by Roddy Fuller. So we'll do it again with about 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
That's a trap area.
Sedell Boyles goes baseline. Shot blocked by White. Grabbed by Morgan, who then is fouled by Steve Williams. And they're going to have to separate the two. Williams with his second personal. Raiders third as a team. It will put Raymar Morgan back at the free throw line, where he is 1 of 3 tonight.
Yeah, he made a nice drive on the baseline there, but White did a nice, good job covering, but you may want to come over and try to take a charge on that.
Raymar Morgan now with 13 points in the game. Give him 14 points. McKinley now 3 of 3 from the line as a team here in the second half after going 9 of 15 in the first 2 quarters. Taron Brown returns for Warren Harding. Pat White will sit down.
Good, got him an extended blow there. They got him out for maybe only 30 seconds, but it was a 2 minute in time, so good break for Brown.
Raymar Morgan with 15 points. Combine that with what Richie Jackson has done. Those two guys have scored 28 of the 45 points for the Bulldogs tonight. Canton's lead has been increased to 14 points.
Good back cut by Mario.
Manningham on the run. Couldn't get the lay-in. Ball comes away to Marcus Parker of the Bulldogs.
A good strong move, and this is the tempo that they want.
Raymar Morgan right to the basket. He beat Taron Brown to the bucket, missed the dunk, but drew the foul. And that against Brown is going to be his 4th.
Wow.
And we're not going to see Taron Brown now until halfway through the fourth quarter.
No, good, strong, quick step.
There you see the foul, and boy, the quick step you talked about for Raymar Morgan got him right to the hole. Looking for points 16 and 17. That one rims out. There's the substitution. Brown will sit down. 4 points, 4 fouls. Pat White returns for Warren Harding. 2 points, 2 fouls. Raymar Morgan trying to split the pair of free throws. And could not. Ball batted around. Williams tried to run it down. Ball knocked from his possession by Kirk Freeman. So McKinley touched it last.
And they got down to 14. If they can get another stop, get this thing down to 10 points, it's definitely going to be manageable in the fourth quarter.
Raiders have been as close as 12 in this period. Fuller going to go baseline. Again, he tries baseline. Reverse layup. Didn't get it up high enough, or didn't get it up past the rim. And the ball comes away to Broyles. Ball then taken away by Williams as he reached inside on Todd Brown. Manningham for three. Left it short. White with the offensive rebound.
Move.
Shot blocked, though, by Brown. And the ball out to Raymar Morgan. Here's showtime. Morgan now with 17 points for Canton McKinley. And that may have been the transition play, or at least the overall transaction that's going to put the Bulldogs in the regional semifinals.
Yeah, that definitely took the momentum away from Harding right at this point in the game. They're still not out of it. They can still go make a run here.
Fuller to the hole. Off-balance shot blocked out of play by Raymar Morgan.
But you're not going to do it when you take the ball that strong to the basket, but you don't, but you change and alter the shot. McKinley's doing a nice job making them alter the shot. They've got to take it harder to the basket and get the foul.
Fuller checks out. Allen in for the Raiders. Manningham's drive results in a ball swatted over to Brian Wright. Left alone for three. Too strong. Ball grabbed by Marcus Parker. Down the floor. His pass was finally caught by Ceto Broyles, who is then fouled before he can make the lay-in.
Good job running the floor and looking up and seeing the floor from McKinley.
So the foul against Brian Wright, his second tonight. Good foul, not allowing Broyles the lay-in. However, the 6'1 junior goes to the stripe where he is 1 of 2 tonight. First of 2 free throws. Gives him 2 points in the game and puts McKinley on top 48-31. And the Pups have now scored 7 of the last 9 points.
They got it down to 12, which is manageable. Just like that, the lead's back up to 17.
Harry Moore comes in. Raymar Morgan will sit down with 17 points to lead McKinley in scoring tonight. Second free throw by Broyles is there. And Canton now leads 49-31 with about a half minute remaining in the frame. Williams for three from the corner. Air ball. Ball grabbed by Bruce Allen, then he lost it out of play, but that's because he was fouled. Both teams now with 5 fouls apiece here in the third quarter. This one against the Bulldogs, given to Marcus Parker, his first. Bruce Allen at the line, 0 of 2 tonight.
Well, if they're going to get back into it, they definitely got to start making some of their free throws here with the clock stopped.
Raiders just 1 of 13 from the free throw line in the game. And Allen continues to show his team's frustration from the line. Steve Williams will sit down for Harding. Deshaun Williams comes in for the Raiders. Allen looking for his 4th point of the game. And the Raiders again unable to find the range from the stripe.
They're going for a last second shot. Let's see if they get into their offense a little bit sooner than they did in the second quarter.
Freeman, open jumper, and he knocked it down. That's what Harding has not been able to do tonight. Kirk Freeman with 7 points in the game, and the lead back up to 20 at the close of the third quarter for Canton McKinley. They are 8 minutes away from capturing the district championship through 3 from the Civic Center. It is now Canton McKinley 51, Warren Harding 31. We'll return with the final period of the Division I district championship game. Well, more than 4,000 people have watched the first 3 quarters of the game tonight, only to see Canton McKinley impress just about everybody in the building, grabbing a 51-31 lead heading into the final period, and the Bulldogs looking to match their largest advantage of the night on this possession.
Yeah, Harding's either going to need to start fouling and putting it at the free throw line.
Kirk Freeman showing off some dribbling expertise and then panked in two. For Freeman, he's got 9 points off the bench. He's only been averaging 4.5 a game, and a charging call here against Bruce Allen of the Raiders.
When things just aren't going well for Harding right now, finally make a good, strong move to the basket, and they get a charge called against them.
Now, Canton McKinley right now has scored 10 unanswered points after the Raiders had pulled within a dozen. McKinley quickly answered the challenge, and they've pushed the lead back out to 22. For the 4th time tonight, they've led by this margin. So Canton McKinley will have the basketball. Allen checks out of the Raiders lineup. Burden with 3 fouls. Freeman handling the ball for McKinley. Raymar Morgan. Marcus Parker. Sean Weatherspoon here, who gets the shot to go. And Ricky Jackson, the 5 on the floor for McKinley. Weatherspoon with 4 points in the game.
They'll give and go. They give the ball out on a wing and made a good basket cut. Open for the layup.
Canton continues to pour it on. Fuller to Williams.
Gotta be ready
on the drive, couldn't get it to fall, but a foul occurred. Joining Williams and Fuller on the floor for Harding, Taryn Brown, Brian Wright, and Mario Manningham. The foul against Marcus Parker, his 2nd of the game. Each team now 1 foul shy of going over the limit. Steve Williams of Harding at the stripe, a 70% free throw shooter. Harding just 1 of 15 from the line, 0 of 6 in the second half, and they continue to miss from the free throw line.
And they did a nice job taking the ball inside and dishing it back out to Williams, but he just wasn't ready to shoot the ball. You gotta be stepping into that shot when they release it out to you.
1 of 17 from the free throw line for Harding tonight. They are 0 of 8 in the second half, and the jam by Morgan brings the McKinley fans to their feet.
Got to check him out. Keep him off the basketball.
Raymar Morgan has shown why he's one of the top players in all of Ohio. 19 points in the game, and this is a kid who didn't play the second quarter because he was in foul trouble. Timeout on the floor, 6:44 to go in the game. It's now Canton McKinley, 57. Warren Harding, 31. Raymar Morgan with the follow as part of the Bulldogs onslaught here tonight. We'll come back with more on Fox 1762.
If you're looking to buy a new home or refinance your present one, why not visit your hometown credit union, ASECU? The Associated School Employees Credit Union, serving Mahoning County school employees and YSU employees, offers some of the best home loan rates in the area. And because their offices are right here in Mahoning County, your loans are processed quickly. No waiting for calls from an out-of-town decision maker. Visit the ASECU offices in Austintown, Boardman, or on the YSU campus. You'll see why it's the best place to save and the only place to borrow.
For me, it was love at first sight.
A rosy relationship.
She knocked my teeth out of my mouth. She stole from my bank account.
Becomes the War of the Roses.
Oh, I have such a headache.
On the next People's Court.
Monday at 2 on Fox 1762.
Fear Factor, 5 days a week. Get your daily dose of fear.
Monday at 4 on Fox 1762.
Chicks. Dig.
It's awfully hot in here.
Becker.
I know you're attracted to me.
Ew.
He's smooth and sophisticated.
Listen to me. Follow my lead.
I had a sex change operation.
Holy crap.
Someone has been working out.
Becker. Watch him operate 5 nights a week.
Monday night at 10:30 on Fox 1762.
You can win a trip to the American Idol finale.
16 and 17. Hey, baby, say you know what I mean.
You're one of the worst singers I've ever heard in my life.
So maybe you're not the next American Idol, but you can still go to Hollywood. Just listen to 95.9 KISS FM for your chance to win a trip to the American Idol finale.
Watch American Idol on Fox 1762. Your chance to win is brought to you by Wendy's. Wendy's pickup window is open late, so you can eat great even late.
Now Canton McKinley has scored 14 straight points, and now the Bulldogs own their largest lead of the game with 6:44 left to go. These two teams came in with a combined overall record of 43-2. You knew something had to give tonight. It was the top-ranked team in the state against the number 3 ranked team, and so far McKinley has been impressive. The runner won't go, and the rebound controlled by Raymar Morgan.
McKinley definitely has an entire package here, and you can understand why they are ranked the number 1 team in the state.
Right with the takeaway for the Raiders, though. Williams will shoot the 3. Couldn't get it to go. Morgan with the rebound. Down the floor to Weatherspoon. To Jackson. And 1. Jackson now with 15 points in the game.
Good strong move to the basket. You know, he had Williams hanging on him. He still took it strong to the basket.
And that foul against Steve Williams is his 3rd of the night. It puts Jackson at the stripe, where he is 7 of 9. He's got 16 in the game. A perfect compliment to Raymar Morgan.
8 foot.
The Raiders finally score here in the 4th quarter. Steve Williams gets credit for the basket. That leaves him with 9 in the game now. McKinley scored the first 9 points of the 4th quarter before that hoop.
And they're just spreading the floor. Someone's got to step up and stop the ball. You can't keep it, let someone drive all the way down the lane.
It's just too easy right now for McKinley. Williams inside, shot blocked by Morgan. 2-on-1 break. Brown's going to go to the hole, and he's grabbed by Brian Wright. That's an intentional foul. That'll bring up 2 free throws, and McKinley will keep possession of the basketball.
Yeah.
And really, Wright had no other option here.
Yeah, you got to go for the ball. He had the ball. I think where he got the foul was after he continued to hold on to him.
So the foul against Brian Wright, his 3rd. The frustration continues to show for Harding.
Yeah. At this point of the game, though, they've got to step it up and just have some pride and finish out the game. They're still a good basketball team. To get this far, be the number 3 team ranked in the state, but you got to have some pride and not give up here. And I know Coach Arnold will talk to them during this little timeout here and make sure that they finish to get strong.
Todd Brown splits the free throws. That gives a 3rd-team All-District selection in the Northeast Inland 8 points in the game. Ricky Jackson's going to sit down for McKinley with 16 points to his credit. And his night's work is probably over with his team up 30.
Yeah, and you want to make sure they have fresh legs going into the region.
Canton McKinley will meet Bedford in the semifinals next week in Akron. The drive by Parker, ball stripped by Wright, picked up by the Raiders. Pat White down the floor to Steve Williams, and he missed the lay-in. The follow by Manningham is good, though. Manningham with 9 points in the game.
Good follow-up by Mario and running down the floor to recover the miss.
Of the Raiders starting 5, 3 will graduate. Mario Manningham, Steve Williams, and Bruce Allen. The feed to Morgan, and another dunk. He's got 21. Williams 3 rims out to Raymar Morgan. That's the way the night has gone for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was halfway down and came back out. And again, McKinley's just spreading the floor, playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Oh, and it's just too easy.
Yeah.
Morgan with the easy putback, and Harding right now just standing around watching Canton McKinley execute its offense.
Yeah, at this point, Coach Arnold's probably going to look to get some of the younger players in, get out there and let them play hard.
Manningham's 3 is short. Ball grabbed by Marcus Parker. Down the floor to Todd Brown. Mario Manningham has the foul, his 3rd of the game, and Brown will be sent to the free throw line.
Good hustle by Mario, trying to get the block, but if he'd ran the floor a lot sooner, he could have got back and maybe taken a charge.
There's a good look at Mario Manningham, headed to Michigan to play football. Free throw by Brown is good, gives him 9 points in the game. He's now 2 of 3 from the stripe. And the flag will be rung up by Warren Harding, Steve Arnold. He'll make some substitutions and start to pull his starters out of the game. Same thing for head coach Dave Hoover of Canton McKinley. Raymar Morgan checks out. So does Sean Weatherspoon. Morgan sits down with 23 points in the game. Brown again, he's in double figures with 10 for Canton McKinley. And he has scored 8 of his 10 in the second half.
Hate to see the season end like this for Harding and some of their seniors, but you know what? They're playing a really good basketball team tonight.
Canton McKinley should be the favorites to win state. If they continue to play like this, I can't see anybody slowing them down.
No. They have the entire package. They have good guards. They have post players that can run the floor, plus post up inside.
Off the bench, Leo Turpin with the block. Zach Leonard having problems hanging on to the dribble. And in turn, a foul has been called. The infraction here against Keelan Franklin of Warren Harding. Franklin comes in, a 5'11 sophomore, picks up his first personal foul of the night. And Warren Harding's going to continue to pull its seniors.
And it's not like we're going to get to see who McKinley's going to be playing next year because everyone's coming back.
Right. Zach Leonard at the line, 0 of 1 this year from the stripe overall, and he's now 1 of 2. Leonard, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging only a point a game. Steve Williams checks out. Brian Wright checks out. Harding has lifted its entire starting 5 now. Mario Manningham is left. Bruce Allen, Taryn Brown, Roddy Fuller. That's the way it's gone. Zach Leonard, who again had missed his only free throw attempt prior to today, hits 2. Warren Harding, in the meantime, could not hit but just 1 free throw in the game.
Yeah.
The Raiders were 1 of 17 from the stripe overall tonight.
And at one point in the game, that was definitely the difference in the basketball game, because had they made their free throws, the lead would have been down under 10.
Josh Rogers misses the 3. Ball tapped around, out of play, handed over to Warren Harding. Still 3:37 to go in this one.
Again,
Keelan Franklin will inbound. Josh Rogers again to chuck up the 3. This one's an air ball. Push inside, would not go by Terrence Hudson.
Good look inside.
Chris Henderson missed his attempt. On the breakout, it's Harry O'Moore. Shot blocked by Henderson. The 3 for Broyles. That's his 7th of the season. It gives him 6 points in the game, and that's the exclamation point for Canton McKinley. Rogers with the up and under shot. Henderson couldn't hit the follow. Here comes Canton McKinley again. Good. Harry O'Moore, 2 more.
Good 3-on-2 break. Good job by Harding getting the ball back down the floor. It's pretty much garbage time, as you can tell here.
So Sean Williams gets his first 2 points of the game. Raiders down 76-37. That basket ended a 13-point run for Canton McKinley. And it continues to go the way of Canton. Leo Turpin, a 6'6 sophomore, hits his first field goal of the game. Then the shot is blocked as Leonard and Turpin team up defensively. The lead to Sam Williams and the lay-in.
They can't do anything wrong. Everything's going right for them.
Everybody that is wearing a white uniform right now can hit the lottery.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they do or who's doing it.
And that's playing with confidence. That's what confidence does to kids at this age level. When you have played with that kind of confidence, it makes a big difference.
Now Chris Henderson's going to the free throw line for Warren Harding. He was fouled on the play by Leo Turpin, who has his first of the game. At the line this year, Henderson a 67% free throw shooter. He's averaging 4.5 points and 4 rebounds a game. A good-looking freshman for the Harding Raiders, and he misses the charity toss to epitomize the night that Warren Harding has experienced from the line. But when you talk about the future of Harding basketball, you first take a look at the juniors who are returning, Brian Wright and Roddy Fuller, but you also point a finger at this kid, Chris Henderson, just a freshman.
Right.
And he missed again. Harding is now 0 of 10 from the line in the second half.
Again,
Sam Williams again.
It's still on the board. They got 2 more offensive rebounds there.
Sam Williams is averaging less than a point a game. He's got 4 points off the bench tonight down the stretch here. Foul occurs. Stops the clock with about a minute and a half to go. And Canton McKinley just pouring it on right now. This final score will not be indicative of how the game was played over 3 quarters. McKinley dominated. Let's not mince words here. But they're not 45 points better.
No. With about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, a 1 quarter ago, it was a 12-point game.
Yeah, you're right. Harding was trailing 43-31. Since then, Canton McKinley has outscored the Raiders 39-6.
That's a good run there. Good ball fake.
Now he still can't hit. Still can't get it to go, and finally, Henderson gets the job done.
Yeah. Any time that he gets right now as a freshman playing, it's going to benefit Coach Arnold down the road.
Coming up on a minute left.
Let's see if they decide to continue to play or if they're just going to pull it out and take the victory.
1 minute, less than 1 minute to play in the game.
Pass comes out to Sam Williams. How about that spin and scoop? Left it short, though. Ball goes out of play. It will be handed to Harding.
Good strong move going to the basket.
Boy, when the Raiders got it to 12 late in the third quarter, Canton McKinley then went on a 17-point run and never looked back.
So pick and roll with Henderson.
Ball knocked loose, picked up by Leo Turpin.
Good defense. Let's see him just pull it out. But everyone wants their name right now.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone wants their name in the paper.
Zach Leonard now with 4 points. And McKinley continues to pour it on. They've now outscored the Raiders 33-8. Now make it 33-10 here in the fourth quarter. And that'll do it. Canton McKinley proves why they're ranked number 1 in the state. An impressive display tonight by the Bulldogs as they claim the Division I Canton District Championship by a final of 84-41. With the win, Canton McKinley improves to 22-1. They'll play Bedford next week in the regional semifinals. Harding's season comes to an end. It stops at 22-2. Again, the final tonight, Canton McKinley 84, Warren Harding 41. When we return, we'll have the post-game wrap-up from the Canton Civic Center here on Fox 1762. Along with Kerry Kimmer and Sue Ford and John Amon for their help leading up to tonight's game. So for Jim Stitt, my name is Rob Schmidt. Remind you to play it straight, say no to drugs. The final once again in tonight's Division I District Championship game. It was Canton McKinley 84, Warren Harding 41. You've been watching a special Saturday night edition of the High School Basketball Game of the Week on Fox 1762.